Well, hello, my beautiful YouTube channel. I can't believe I'm about to say this. We are getting ready to go to Mexico. I'm so excited. We're going to take the motorcycle down. And so this week we're prepping for our animal setter and good friend Celeste to come watch our little farm. It's the first time that I have ever left all of the animals, and it is the first time that Aaron and I have ever left all the animals. Now we're only going for a couple of days, but there's still a lot that I want to try to do before Celeste gets here literally tomorrow evening. So it's just not a chaos moment for her. It is a calm moment so she can fully enjoy the desert. Apparently it's supposed to rain by 3 o'clock. So really my focus is just like animals, making sure there's a good flow, and then helping the hubby with his work this week because as you guys know, he's been helping over here on our channel, left, right, front, and center. So it's about time we repay the favor. Anywho, let's get started. We have 12 hens and 1 rooster. And right now, the girls are divided into like 3 groups of chickens. And we recently had to remove 2 from the Rhode Island red coop, the big triangle one. We're going to build a healing coop situation for Miss Este. Pardon my voiceover voice. I am sick, so hopefully we can get through this. Anyways, this is the current coop setup. I'm going to be building a little healing coop on the back of this, and in the next episode, we're going to be building a larger extension for the girls that you see me hang out with now. We call these ladies the heavy metal girls. I would really love a space where you can actually stand up in the coop, hang out with the girls, maybe make a chicken yard that's tall enough for you to go into and they can have more space. But there are a ton of other projects that we kind of have to finish before the rainy season and the cold season gets here. So we're just going to be extending the coop in the next episode. If I didn't have any interruptions, right, I could definitely have done this little tiny healing coop in a day. I also made out of all recycled materials, and I even show you how to rust some things out so you can kind of make it look aged since we love that tone here. Like I mentioned, I'm just building this tiny coop on the opposite side of the coop extension because that way the hens that were hurting her can still be near her so she doesn't feel alone, but she can take the time to grow back her feathers and get stronger and get a little bit bigger. I did still decide to auger some posts into the ground. I would have used cement if this was going to be permanent because we're going to be making such quick changes very shortly. I just made it to be easily disassembled, just as easily as it was assembled. One mistake that I did make was to not torch the entire post before it went into the ground. When you're doing this to protect the post, you either want to paint it or torch it before going in the ground. Now, I have plans to go back and paint the chicken wire black, but again, since this is temporary, I really wanted to just get it done before the rain was supposed to come. So I just added chicken wire as is and kind of framed out the sides where the wind would be coming in to make sure she is nice and warm. As mentioned, we love to rust things out here to make them look older than they are. We just like that way more than the silver throughout the property. And how you do that is dipping your metal into muriatic acid, letting it kind of fizzle off the top layer before you drop it into a mixture of hydrogen peroxide, salt, and distilled white vinegar. And you just kind of do a third part of each.
not torturing you. I'm moving you. Girl. There you go.
I saw this idea on my friend Natalie Badwood's Instagram. She just started to carve some pumpkins out the top layer and throw them into the coops for the girls to kind of carve the rest, and just obviously for a snack for them to enjoy. So Erin and I just took a second with the sunset to kind of like relax and spend some time with the girls, because seriously, these chickens are the best, minus the ones that get in fights. We have not been in this trailer in forever, and now you know why. It has definitely become so much more of a storage unit. But before we dive into that, I wanted to tell you about today's sponsor, Skims. If you do not know, Skims is actually a solutions-oriented brand creating the next generation of underwear, loungewear, and shapewear. I have always been a fan. It literally feels like you're wearing nothing. They are so soft, so smooth, so comfortable. But let me dive into the Fits Everybody collection. I have been loving the Fits Everybody triangle bralette, which you see me trying on here, and also their Fits Everybody T-string thong, but there's literally something for everybody. Skims offers over 40 cup sizes and intimates in sizes extra small to 4X. They're ultra soft, innovative fabric designs for comfort and everyday wearability. I am obsessed with how soft and it feels like nothing is there with these Skims, and also how I can just like turn to Skims for lounge underwear and shapewear whenever I need. It's thoughtful, solution-oriented designs addressing real-life comfort and fit issues. If you guys want to check out Skims for yourself, you can actually scan the QR code that's popping up on screen, or you can click the link in my description box. Make sure that you tell them that I sent you. You can choose YouTube in the little drop-down menu and pick my show, and then shop my favorite fits. Continuing the preparation for Celeste to come, I wanted to just make sure I was like fully dragging the arena to which Gracie and Mouse stay in. So I moved Gracie to the round pen because she is not a fan of that electric motorcycle, and Mouse could honestly care less. So I kept him kind of in the stable eating, while I kind of just tried to clean up as much as possible. Again, to deter the flies, to make sure it's just ready, and to have Celeste just stay in a flow here. It's honestly so trippy to be leaving. I haven't left since Gracie came home like almost 2 years ago. And Erin and I have never taken a trip or like even done a day trip anywhere because we haven't had or haven't found anyone we trust with our little desert farm. And so as like the night before we were supposed to take off, Celeste came out and we had dinner. I was just sitting there almost in tears because I was just like, I didn't know how much we needed this. I wanted to take a quick second to tell you a little bit about the motorcycle trip because I didn't take that much footage. I was so in the present, which, total side note, the first photo that Erin and I have ever taken like together by ourselves was the one that I posted on the community tab. I'm pretty sure it's going to be the thumbnail as well, in the entire 8 months that we have been together. And so it was just really special. But back to the original part of why I am talking to you now. The trip was just like a once in a lifetime thing. Erin and I have not left since we've been together. I have not left since Gracie had been brought home almost 2 years ago. I have not been on a motorcycle, really. I have not done long trips like that. I just kind of hopped on the back and fully trusted Erin. So on the way out of the desert, we literally couldn't leave for like 4 hours because just one thing after another started going wrong with the bike. Like little things that Erin had to tinker with and figure out. At one point, we were like Erin was physically running with the bike, and we were like running to the mechanic shop, auto shop. We're new to this. Give me a second. Anyway, we thought we had fixed the problem there, and then we took off, and then another thing happened, and then we had to go to another shop, and then it was solved. So we just took off down the hill, went to Palm Springs, had lunch, and then we decided, since it was later in the day, because originally we wanted to go to Mexico on Saturday, we stopped at Julian, which is a town that Erin had been to before years ago, and he fell in love with. And I'm so happy he took me, because going through that countryside started to open my eyes up to the possibilities of the desert not being forever. The next morning, we had breakfast at this cute little spot. The owner told us a story about her getting attacked by bees at a cemetery because Erin had gotten hit by a wasp while riding a motorcycle, and his face had swollen up. It was ridiculous. Like, there was just so many different things going, like, quote unquote wrong along this adventure, and it was not even like 24 hours in. We headed down to Ensenada, and as I said, like right when we pulled up, we basically had time for lunch and then to get ready for the wedding and go. We were there until like midnight, and I think we woke up at 9 a.m. the next day. No, we woke up at like 6 and just kind of laid in bed, and then decided to grab breakfast. And because checkout was so soon, and the ride back to the desert was, which our original plan was from Mexico, we had to like take off pretty early. As we pulled in to somewhere close to Jacumba, Erin's dear friend Melissa and Dave had start Jacumba Hot Springs, and if you guys have the opportunity to go there, go. It is so incredible, so well thought out. The hospitality there just makes you feel like family. It literally like sucks you into their vortex, and you do not want to leave. We stopped there and weren't planning on staying the night, but ended up staying the night and seeing like a ton of friends from the desert, a ton of different people from the chopper world, which I'm so new to, but it was really fun to like sit back and watch after this whole entire trip, like to come to a spot that was so beautiful, so relaxing, but also so full of life. To be able to relax before heading back to the desert with the people that we love was just like a pleasant surprise to the end of the trip. Now, I'm not gonna lie, there was a lot of riding, and I think because I've never done it before, I was just kind of like, this is what it is, and I really did enjoy the entire process of zipping all over the place with Erin. But what I honestly loved the most, as we were pulling up to the desert, Erin and I had a conversation before at Jacumba Hot Springs. We were just like, man, coming here, seeing different countrysides, it's making us kind of think about the projects we're doing moving forward and how we want to approach this property, because honestly, the desert might not be forever. It will always be a place in our heart, but because of like our mentality now, I'm thinking all of the plans that we had for this place are slightly shifting. And it's pretty incredible, because if we didn't do this whole trip, go through all the little adventures and experiences that we did along the way, spend time with Melissa and Dave, like we wouldn't have had this mental refresh to be able to kind of look at our next chapter a little bit differently, because we were able to expand a little bit and breathe. Anyways, that's the trip. Just a little bit of like a short blurb for you. Now that we're back, again, we're tackling things a little bit different. So let's dive into creating this incredible man his shop studio. It's really interesting leaving and being in a completely different vortex and being able to live a little bit of a different reality, but then also coming back to your own vortex. And something that I recognize is like coming back to this ecosystem was so calming, because I have fought tooth and nail to make it that way. And not only have I, but Erin coming in and just adding to the ecosystem, such as these plants that we are showering. By the way, we were both wondering how many plants we had, and we tallied them up as we were like showering them all. We have 83 plants inside, and we wanted to find out how many we had on the outside, which I'll tell you in a second. What I was trying to say was, even a little bit lately, our little vortex has seemed a little hectic with behind the scenes stuff, and it feels like we never have enough time in the day. But being able to step away from it and realizing we actually do have time to live life outside of this life that we're building, even though we are grateful, it just makes us come back more refreshed, more inspired, and kind of like shifting gears to a whole new chapter. If you were wondering, we have 202 plants that Aaron and I had planted since the summertime, which is, I don't know, it's absolutely insane for me. I've never done that. And I just love that you can see the love that's being added into our home by how much we care for our plants and how many we're going to continue to add. I think Aaron and I have come to the conclusion on like where his shop is going to be. So let me show you. We actually, with everything on this property, I started this years ago and I just never got around to it because I start 5,000 projects at once. But that's okay. We are revisiting and refining, repurpose, recycle, reduce, reuse. Not sure if you guys remember this. As with all the projects we're revisiting, I started this years ago, but let's not talk about it. Anyways, as Aaron and I are blending our lives together, you know I like to be fully transparent with you. It has been really hard to like figure out where his studio can go. I'm going to be showing you this in the next episode. I actually go to work with him for the week and kind of give you a glimpse into like the absolute stunning work that this man does. He needs a space to do it. Right now he's working underneath this like parking structure that's about to fall over, which will reinforce and turn into his chopper shop. But also that sentence is so funny to me because I did not realize I would be like building out a life with a partner. Sorry, I'm just feeling a little mushy after the trip to Mexico. This is his shop, so he has, you know, all to say how we're going to customize it, but I wanted to try to get ahead for him and kind of just outline a zone that potentially could be a shop so we can move forward with demo and kind of take it in phases. Like I always tell you, like bites you can actually chew off and swallow. I have a tendency to throw at us the biggest bite and try to swallow it within like 2 seconds, and that's just not doable. So again, baby bites. He's probably going to rebuild this fence. I moved the material over since there will be a wall to block it. This is, you know, phase 1, and it can always turn into a greenhouse, which is very exciting stuff. So I know that we have a lot going on, but I'm excited to just bring you into like the new trajectory of things. So I'll see you guys very soon for another DIY. I just wanted to take a second and just say thank you. And that I love you guys so much. I am doing my best over here. I've been beating myself a lot, and I don't know if you're doing the same, but we just gotta take a breath and give ourselves some grace. Like I said, I wanted to come back to YouTube more full time. We're getting there. We're not quite, but I'm very excited to share what's about to happen in November and December. I love you guys. I'll see you soon.